Hello, it's me, Digital Demon, and it's time for the long-awaited second part of YouTubers turned into Pokemon trainers. This took a while to make, but it's finally out. In this video, I'll be designing and giving teams to the other half of the crew, Gold, Lunar, and Draco. Before getting to the meat of the video, I just want to say how happy I am that video got to 1,000 views. That's crazy, and I think it's still getting more. Last time I checked, it had 1,020 something, and it got me to 60 subs, which I'm also very happy about. That's a sizable amount of people watching my stuff. Sure, it's not as big as other people on this platform, but 60 is a lot of people. So again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched that video, and everyone who's going to watch this video, which I hope you enjoy just as much. If you haven't watched the first video, I suggest you go check that out before continuing on with this one. My rules for designing and giving them teams are pretty much the same as the last video. They're trainers that are notable, but they aren't that important to the story. They're not gym leaders, they're not champions. They're just, there as rivals occasionally. Their aces will all be fully evolved and based on the respective crew members' Teddy. They'll each have evolutions. They can't have legendaries. Avoid starters and reusing members from the same line, which those last two aren't hard rules. I might add them if I deem it necessary or it just makes sense. Now that that's out of the way, we can start with Gold. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with this one. I kind of winged it. I just came up with the outfit as I sketched it out. Which, well, I guess I did for the other two, for the first two. But, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing for this one. I made the executive decision to give her pants, which I'm not exactly sure why. I just wanted to give one of the girls pants, and I was like, okay, we'll give them to Gold, I guess. For her top, I made it into a jacket. And I decided to use the little necklace she had and change it into the collar of the jacket, and I gave her and I turned the gem part into a zipper. Talking about that, I just took all of the blue on her design and decided I was gonna use that for diamonds because I thought that would be fun. I also added white to her design, mostly because they were certain parts that I wanted to be yellow/gold. But then I realized they were right next to each other and that wouldn't work that well visually. So I changed it to white, the patterns on her jacket, which you can't see here exactly just yet. I changed it up later from what you see in the sketch here. But I did spiky patterns based on this little bit in her dress that's a belt or something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but she's got triangles around her waist, and I turned that into a pattern on the jacket. That was right under the top of the collar part. That mimics the original necklace. I wanted that necklace looking part to be yellow, right? So, but I also wanted the pattern to be yellow, and I was like, uh-oh, I can't make both of them yellow, since I also used that pattern on the sleeves, and then the cuffs of the sleeves were also supposed to be yellow. So I was like, okay, I'll change it to white, and then I'll also use that white for her pants, because I realized I didn't really know what I was gonna do for the pants, and I was like, okay, well, that helps then. I'll just add white to the design. and that works, and I think it looks nice. I also changed her boots to like, I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they've got like gold plating on it, which that's probably uncomfortable. But you know, the things you do for fashion, I suppose. I feel like, looking back on it now, I feel like the top diamond on it could have been integrated into the bit at the top more. I don't know how to explain this, like, it kind of looks like tacked on there, looks kind of weird. Her hair was satisfying to draw, like, that's a very nice shape. That's some very nice shaped hair. That sounds so creepy out of context. Oh my gosh. My lady, you got some very nice shaped hair right there. I kept the shading the same method as last time, and it was very fun. I like how it looks on her hair. More hair talk. And here's the final result. Do you like it? I'll leave it on screen longer than last time, because you didn't get to see me color it this time. Hope you like it as much as I do. Now that you've seen this, let's move on to her team. Figuring out Gold's ace was pretty simple actually. Her Teddy's a rabbit, so I just needed to find another rabbit. There's plenty of those in Pokémon, and I thought the one that fit best was Lopunny. I mean, look at it. It's a sassy rabbit, and it's even got a tint of yellow in its fur. It's perfect. Now, the evolution wasn't as simple. But how, Katie? Just choose the yellow one. Which, I would have done that, but the thing is, I think Flareon's a good option too. Flareon's vibes, I think, fit Gold better than Jolteon, I'd say. Feels a little bougier, and also it can be a reference to the ongoing joke in the videos where Gold is bad at cooking and she burns down the kitchen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And you may be like, well, what's Draco gonna get? Because Leafeon doesn't work that well despite being the green one. And Flareon's the next best thing color-wise, but now it's given to Gold, and at least Flareon for Gold, like, it has a little bit of yellow, like Lopunny, but Jolteon, what's Draco doing with Jolteon? Well, forget about the colors this video. Well, at least for the evolutions, anyway. Last video was the one with the color-coded Eevees. This one, you'll see. Now that we're done with that headache, the rest of Gold's team is gonna be easy peasy. Debutante style Furfrou. Dog, fancy fashion dog. Specifically the yellow one. Persian, because Meowth has a gold coin, but I didn't feel like giving her Meowth because Funny already had a Meowth. And I don't know, I thought Persian was, just a lot calmer. But Katie, if you already gave Meowth to Funny, and you gave Golden Go to Funny too, what's Gold gonna get? You already used the 2 gold Pokemon. Are you gonna give her Gimmighoul? Wrong. No, Golduck, because it has gold in its name. And also, Gold can make duck noises, so this isn't completely arbitrary. Fido, Yellow Dog, the sequel. That's the reason why I didn't give Fido to Rainbow last time, even though it fit the desserts theme I was going for. Also, I should probably mention, since I didn't for Furfrou, and some people might not get why the dog part matters, Gold likes dogs. So, and okay, we've finished Gold. What do you think? I may have made some controversial decisions in the team, other than the dogs, of course. But you can fight me in the comments, I guess. Like I said last time, we're going in age order, so Lunar's next. Okay, so I think Lunar's my favorite design. Not of just this video, but of all of them all together. All 5 of the designs. I think this is my favorite. But wow, was she a pain to get through. Her design has so many annoying little things to draw, and I hate it. Why did I put myself through that? Why didn't I decide to do something else? I think this is the one most inspired by the updated designs, the more detailed designs. I think her hair especially is like exactly the one she has in the design, which I wasn't actively referencing. You might see my reference I have here, it's just of the old one, but this one was very much inspired by the newer one. I just didn't think to put it in the drawing for some reason, or like as a reference. But yeah, though with the bow on the back, I was like, okay, I can do something maybe a little cheeky with this. I can get like a Pokemon to base it on. And I felt like I could have been more creative with it, looking at it now. And it probably would have been better if I got more creative with it, because the shape is terrible to draw. I hated doing that. So instead of like getting like a cool butterfly Pokemon to base it off or something, or finding a ghost Pokemon, I just like went looking at Pokemon and I saw Gothorita. I think the whole line has the bows. I got these white bows, so it's just like actual bows. Or well, I assume they're not actually like bows in universe, I guess. It's just part of their body. But pretty much actually bows. So I did that for the hair, and I was like, okay, well, just in the hair would be boring. So I put it on her outfit too. It was like a bow tie. Which I don't know if it even really looks like that. I didn't really think about the actual logistics of it as I drew it. I just did so. I just did as I pleased. But you know, I definitely should have picked a different inspiration source, because wow, that is not fun shape to mimic. Surprisingly, I was like, oh, that's simple, that's fun, that's cute. No, it wasn't. Though I guess she just kind of had a bow motif now, which I don't know if anyone associates Lunar with that, but she's just got a bunch of bows on her. Or well, it's not that many, it's just the one on the head, on the collar, the bow tie. And then her sneakers also have like similar kind of thing going on. Also, just a little thing, with her eyelashes. I kept the eyelashes basically the same as it is in their sprites. Though I did give Lunar just an extra little one at the bottom of her eyes. I don't know, I just was like, you need something else. I don't know. I don't know why. The yellow and dark blue in her design have been sent to the void. I kind of wanted to use the yellow, but I just didn't know where to put it, so I didn't. So she's like just purple and her cyan hair, teal. I don't know, what do you call that? Because people like there's different shades of blue-green that are called different things, but I think people just use the same words for all of them. So I don't know. I don't know anymore. By the way, I have the design to the side for me to look at, so I can like bring up points about it as I talk. And I just realized I didn't color the part of her hair that overlaps with her eye, and it's just the white of the eye, and I'm upset about that, but I don't feel like changing it. So I think originally she was gonna have a collared sleeveless shirt with a hanging sweater, like one that's hanging off the shoulders. Because I think that's what she has in her like updated design, the newer one. But I was like, wait, I just realized none of the girls have their shoulders covered. And not that that's like terrible, like it's 2025. People can have their shoulders out and not be scandalous. But like I don't know why all of them ended up having their shoulders uncovered. I think at least one of them had them covered in their original designs. I think. Maybe they didn't, and I just didn't clock that until now. But I was like, why? But like, I was like, why do they all? Like, at some of these, it looks like I made a conscious effort to not to show their shoulder. What the heck? Like, only Draco's gonna have his shoulder covered. And I was like, okay, well, we gotta cover at least one of their shoulders. So, Lunar was the last one I drew, so, yeah, so I changed it into a collared shirt, with a sweater on top. But a sleeveless sweater, but, like, you can see the shirt under, so. Also, the pattern on her sweater was annoying. I did it separately, from the sweater so that I could like figure out what the pattern looked like and I didn't have to figure it out as I drew on it. But that was painful to do. Yeah, it doesn't even look that good. And there you have it, Lunar's final finished design. I hope my trials and tribulations were worth it and that you actually like it, because that was not fun. That was not fun to do. I will not be accepting critique. That was too much to go through to have to fix it. So, I wasn't accepting critique. I wasn't gonna change it. I mean, but you know. Her team wasn't that hard to figure out though. Wow, there's a lot of hard to figure out things juxtaposed by pretty easy to figure out things in this video. Lunar's teddy is a plush bear, which I guess all of them are plushes, but this one has stitches as part of the design, so I assume it's just like straight up supposed to be a toy instead of just like the actual animal. And also, now that I think of it, that's since it's a bear, I guess it's the quintessential teddy. So bear Pokemon, I could use Ursaring or Ursaluna for the moon theming, or I could do like Pangoro because it's a dark type and like that's kind of spooky adjacent. Lunar's the spooky one, but I actually thought that Beware was the best fit for the fact that it's supposed to be a plush. Stuffle specifically actually has like a little tag on its butt. I don't remember if it's on its butt, but like it has a tag somewhere. They're literally supposed to be like teddy bears. Beware's just a really big one. Which is why I think Lunar's teddy being an actual plush in lore is important. Like, it's perfect. We found it right there. Okay, so next up is the evolution, and I think the evolution should be Umbreon. Sure, Espeon's purple, but Umbreon's like got the vibes down. It's like the spookier one, you know, the creepier one. Next Pokemon I chose was Skitty, as a reference to Kitty, the little doll Lunar had in Roblox Family. Now you may be wondering, why Skitty of all of them? It's not really the same level of creepiness. There's like purple cat Pokemon out there. They could have fit much better. But I chose Skitty specifically because, well, one, it has kitty in the name. Two, it resembles the most of like a doll because it's got like the little, its tail is like a pincushion, right? You see it? Plus, it's got that moon pattern on its face, and it evolves with a moonstone, which, you know, lunar eclipse. After that is a bit of a weird one. I chose Dunsparce because it's the most meh Pokemon I could think of. Not like meh, like that. This is like it's okay, but like you know how Lunar's always doing like making like meh branded things for some reason. I guess she just likes the indifferent vibe, I suppose. And Dunsparce is pretty chill and silly. I think it's got that meh on its face. Moving on from a not so obvious one to a very obvious one, Lunatone. Luna in the name, you know, it's the crescent moon one. Very obvious pick. Miss Magius as the last one. Very vibes based, but I don't think anyone will argue with me. Purple Witch. Ghost. Nice. Yeah. And there we have it. Those are my picks for Lunar's team. What do you think? Do you think I got the vibes down quite well? Or do you think I flopped bad? But now that's over and done with, so I guess we'll move on to Draco. Okay, this is my least favorite of the designs by a long shot. I had no idea what to do. And, like, it should have been simple because he's just, like, wearing a hoodie. That's, like, pretty easy to translate into a Pokemon design. But no, I had no idea what to do. I had no idea what to change. I don't know. I forgot what a Pokemon trainer looked like. His proportions are messed up, I think. I don't think I drew... I think they're wrong. I tried to adjust them in my base to make sense, but I don't know. It just looks weird. It all looks weird. His face looks weird. His hair looks weird. I think I made his hair too... It doesn't have enough volume, so that's not good. It's bad all around. I really just winged it. I really just did whatever. I felt like in the moment. Which I didn't feel anything. So that probably was the reason why it didn't work out that well. It was just like, I don't know. I just couldn't figure out what to do. I suppose I should get to the actual design. I gave him a hoodie with a Pokeball design because I felt like I needed some sort of design on it, and that was the easiest thing I could come up with. Apologies for being lazy, but I don't know. I'm telling you, I didn't know what to do. I gave him a fanny pack because I felt like he needed something else. It's got teeth on it. It's a little monster, I guess. Aren't those what the Labubus are? Okay, whatever. So, yeah, it has a separate pouch to the side too for extra storage. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with his pose. He's so stiff. I really just didn't know what I was doing. But, you know, he's there. He's holding a Pokeball. I'm not sure whether he's just presenting it or if he's ready for battle. I don't think it's either at this point. I don't think I did anything that interesting otherwise. That's like the whole design. He has pants. He has some normal jeans. He sure has hair. Bad hair. I'm sorry, Dragonite Dragon, for destroying your character like this. He looks ugly now. Sincerest apologies. I cannot be bothered to fix it now, though. I am losing my mind, and I would like to not spend any more time with this thing, because it just pains me to look at. I'm part of it is probably the art style, because this isn't even my usual art style. When I started drawing funny, I just like did this for whatever reason. Because normally I don't have clean lines, and I have pretty messy lines even in like finished artwork, but I like cleaned it up for funny, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess they're all gonna be semi-clean. Obviously not perfect, because I don't want to do all that, but it was not good. And so now I'm stuck with this, and also they just have circles for heads, which is not what what I normally do. Or well, I guess well, that's a lie, actually. I do just circles a lot, but like the cheek thing, like you see my Sona, like in this video even, it has like a different shaped face, and it actually looks kind of decent. But these I don't know. The art style for these is just ugly, but I didn't bother to change it up for this video. So for consistency, so this is what we're stuck with. Yeah, that I apologize for that. Okay, since you guys only saw me draw it like really quickly over here, you don't actually know how bad this is. Are you ready? Are you ready? There you go. That's what it is. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me anything. Hopefully I'll get far enough in the series where I'll be able to do a fixing my worst designs video, and then I can fix this monstrosity. Yeah, okay, you don't need to look at that anymore. I apologize to you. I apologize to Draco for tarnishing his image like this. I sincerely apologize. But like, I'm not working on this anymore. I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to move on to the team. Hopefully, you'll like my team choices a lot better than his design, at least. Talking about that, we should probably start with his ace. So, his KREW teddy is a tiger. I can't really go more in depth than that. It is in fact a tiger. It's not even like green. But that's fine, because there are no tigers. There are like 0 tigers in Pokemon. There's Raikou, there's Incineroar, and nothing else. There's Arcanine if you count its stripes, I guess, but that's a dog. And you may be like, well, that's 2 whole Pokemon. 3 if you're being lenient. But the thing is, obviously, Raikou is a legendary. No legendaries. We're not giving Draco a legendary and then no one else. And then Incineroar is a starter, which, not the worst option, but I have a rule against starters, but also it's like my only option, so I kind of have to go with it. So he's getting Incineroar as his ace. To be fair, it's not the worst option. If the only tiger Pokemon was something completely different, it might have not made the cut and I'd have to improvise. But this works, honestly. It's red and it's got green eyes, like Draco. Is this Draco's persona? Congratulations, Dragonite Dragon, on becoming a furry. That's right, you heard it here first, folks. In this random YouTube video by an It's Funny fan. Yes, Draco is a furry now. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the team. So next up is the evolution, and for this I'm gonna pick Jolteon because we gave Flareon to gold, and then Leafeon is the green one, I guess, but it's like mostly yellow, and the vibes kind of clash. Not gonna lie. And then there's like, that's just Jolteon, Espeon, and Vaporeon left. And like, really out of all of those, Jolteon's the most energy similar, you know? So, yeah, that's what we're going with. Next up is Tinkaton, which to some people may not seem very obvious why I choose this, but it's a reference to Draka, you know, from those Flee the Facility videos. I think it makes perfect sense. Look, this is a girl with a big old hammer. You know? You see the vision? Next up is a pretty obvious one. Draconite Dragon. What about Dragonite Dragon? Yeah, Dragonite. And it can be shiny, so it's green. Talking about green dragons, thoughts on Drampa? Now I know this isn't everyone's first thought, but I was like, oh, I want to get some more dragons in here since, you know, he's Dragonite Dragon. And I thought Drampa was a fun, silly one I could put in there. I mean, it's green, and while not my main reason, since we are going through these in age order, it is pretty funny for the youngest of the siblings to have the old man one. And lastly, you know how I gave Funny Viper in the last video? Well, that was leading up to this. Draco got Zangoose. I thought this was a fun way to reference their little sibling rivalry they got going on. They're always fighting, Zangoose and Viper, enemies. I think, personally, that it's a fun way to reference that. And there we go, we're finally done with the video. Hope you enjoyed this. I know most of my subscribers came because of that video, of the first one. So, sorry for keeping you waiting. I hope this video was just as good though. I hope you like the designs. I'm pretty sure no one's going to like Draco's, but I hope you can at least forgive me. Okay, that'll be all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.